Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
Yo, bro.
What's up?
I'm feeling good, dude. I'm feeling really good. You know why? Well, a couple of reasons, but you know one of the reasons?
Hit me.
Because we started dropping some shorts on YouTube, and they're actually doing pretty well.
Shout out to
And
the
that's
shorts
exciting.
watchers. You know, the
Shout out.
real homies, giving us that full watch time, dropping a like, a comment, perpetuating in the alg. The
That's
super
huge.
fans, we love you. Thank you.
Yeah. And I got a little cup of Joe here. A
Nice,
little
me
late night
too.
cup of Joe. I don't think it could be much better.
No, I don't think
And
so either.
that's the attitude that I want to have. You know what I mean?
So that's what you gotta have.
Oh.
Late night cup of Joe finna take you out.
Oh. All right. How about you guys, dude? How's it going?
Abe, how are you?
Well, I got the flu currently, so we're dealing with a little bit of flu, but you know, I'll take the flu 10 times out of 10 if it means that my Eagles win the Super Bowl, baby. Let's go.
Fly, Eagles fly.
Go birds, baby. EAGELS, Eagles.
I think she threw an extra L in there too. As the glorious mayor of our fair city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, I saw. And what can you do?
Yeah, you know, can't win them all.
Can't
you can
win
win the
all.
big game though.
Yeah, you can win the Super Bowl. That's a fact.
Stopping the three-peat and in the evil empire and in the dynasty. I mean, it was
a beatdown.
It probably
dude.
wasn't a very good game if you weren't
awful.
an Eagles fan.
No,
Yeah.
it was not a fun game to watch. I was invested in the commercials though. They brought back the puppy monkey baby. I was pogging out, baby.
Saw that.
Yeah, it was very
Seal
hype.
is a seal. Seal is a seal is very
10
funny.
out of 10. S tier commercial.
Seal as an actual seal was very good.
And then, yeah, I mean, I like that they're bringing back the weird. You know, there was the eyebrows and the mustaches and the flying.
I like that.
And I was big on that. Those were nice.
Yeah.
But, you know.
What else? What other commercials were there that...
The Matthew McConaughey one was pretty good. He was in a few, but I like the one where he was like daydreaming about the script. It was pretty good.
Is that part of his Uber Eats series of commercials for the NFL?
I think that was a different one.
No, he was doing like AI, like wealth management, I think.
Yeah,
or
something like that.
Oh, okay. Because I know he's been doing Uber Eats commercials with the NFL that are actually all pretty funny. It's like the conspiracy of the NFL is just a big food conspiracy.
Oh, dude. That is
Those
the
are
one.
good.
That is the one I was thinking of. The conspiracy, dude. So funny.
Yeah, they're funny. They're pretty funny, dude. Those are good commercials.
Solid.
Shout out to McConaughey.
Yeah, I don't know.
mean,
I think
he's eating, dude. He is eating.
Yeah,
he's
got his hands
12.
and everything.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I know he produces stuff now, but does he act much anymore? He's doing commercials like crazy. What does he need to act for if he's getting all that money from all these ads?
I think it'd have to. I think he's just like really honed in on only like scripts that he would be dying to be a part of. You know what I mean? You get to that level of being picky, they don't come across as often. It is what it is. But you can't water down your brand if you have your so many irons in the fire by doing a shitty movie, because then that undervalues everything that you do, right? So way she goes. Well,
I agree.
We missed last week. I'm sure we have lots to get into. What do you got for us, Abe?
Let's do it.
Well, to start us off, I got some angry gamers this week. So if we want to roll the clip.
Roll the clip. What are they angry about, Abe?
Well, this week they're angry about a little game that is a free-to-play tactical shooter known as Operation Harsh Doorstop, which, I mean, right off the bat, I'd just be angry that that's a terrible name. But regardless of that, the CEO of this game, which I would compare it to like an Arma-style game, maybe an Arma mod of some kind, is what they would go for. The CEO of the game came out and threatened legal action against content creators who basically have taken up to $10,000 of payments from other studios in a similar space and then reviewed his game negatively. So the lead developer, known as Blue Drake or Blue Drake 42 on Twitter, he came out with this statement, and I'll pull up his tweet. But it essentially says is,
oh my god!
I know we're not gonna read the whole thing, but
give it a chance here.
The first paragraph here is the most important. A warning to every content creator. When our update for @op harsh doorstop drops, if you have taken over $10,000 USD in payments from studios we compete with in the last 12 months, and you don't disclose that in any review you create about our game, then you and I will have legal problems. So his intent here, I guess, is to try and say that you are a paid shill if you are taking money from other games and not his, and then reviewing his negatively. But this did not get the response that you would have wanted to for putting something like this out there.
Yeah, you think?
And guys like a noted friend of this of your stream and your viewers, Mark One Peg, had put out some tweets about this too. And I can pull up One Peg's tweet here in response to Blue Drake here. But essentially, we'll skip the part about him unblocking him. But it doesn't matter if someone paid $1 million to review ABI 35 times in the last year. You have no legal recourse and cannot require anyone to disclose they were paid by them when reviewing your game. There is no legal or moral precedent for that in the United States. This is an asshole tactic trying to bring love to your brand by saying, oh, of course they must be biased because they're getting paid by XYZ, in hopes that the drama somehow brings positive attention to your game. It won't. Your game sucks. Focus your energy on making the game better instead of trying to argue a ridiculous point like disclose that I'm not paying you, but other people did.
Well, first of all, shout out to One Peg. Big
He's
fan
great.
of One Peg.
Yeah.
Is he sure? Is he sure that there's no legal recourse or precedent of people taking money, reviewing a game, and not disclosing that they took money from a company? Are we sure about that?
For a competitor specifically.
I understand.
Okay, well,
I understand.
Let's denote that for sure.
Okay, so are we sure there's no legal recourse?
That's like me taking
Rotten Tomatoes gave me money, and I made a video on how much better Rotten Tomatoes is than Rotten Cabbage, or not even Rotten. I just came at Rotten Cabbages and said they suck. Don't say anything about Rotten Tomatoes, but Rotten Tomatoes gave me money.
If the money is not to specifically shit on and disparage another company, but if it's
there's a conflict of interest.
Doesn't matter.
They're not going to write a contract that says, "Hey, this money is not specifically to you for you to shit on that company. It's for this activation we're doing over here."
Right.
I mean, I feel like there's a conflict of interest.
Zero precedent. Not only is there zero precedent, but also FTC guidelines for ad disclosure say absolutely nothing about it. It does not exist. It is not part of the law, and it basically just entitles companies to make bad products and then seek legal recourse to people who are honest about their shitty products. And the people that are reviewing their stuff are always going to be doing business in the space that they represent. So of course they're going to get ad money from other things. And it's just about, just like anything else, right? You have to fairly review whatever it is, right? And if you maintain that, then the people that you are preaching that to trust your takes, right? They understand where you're coming from. They know you're a reliable source. And if you stop being a reliable source, you're going to stop having an audience to pitch to, and you're not going to get hashtag ads and activations.
You're right. The market will fix itself, do a correction.
100%. This is self-regulating, and this Blue Drake guy is a fucking idiot. Happy to say it. And he can suck me from the back. Sorry, go ahead.
Wait,
I'm listening.
Right, so who are these culprits? Who are the culprits that he's coming at?
Well, he's suggesting that anyone who said that his game was bad, right? Which I've seen it. It's bad. It's a bad game. It looks like shit. Like every other game in the genre, by the way. Like, let's not get it twisted. Like, it's not outside of the norm. But anybody who did a hashtag ad with either Battlestate, Bohemia, any of the ABI stuff, any Delta Force, any Gray Zone Warfare, if you were a part of, if you did activations with any of those, he's saying that if you, and you made more than 10 grand from them over, I don't know, he didn't say
cumulative too.
Cumulative 10 grand, as if like that's some like set in stone metric.
Yeah.
which doesn't exist, that he completely fabricated out of thin air, then he is going to sue you if you say his game is bad. So the people that are most qualified to judge his game are not allowed to say it's bad. Otherwise, he's going to sue you, quote unquote. He's a fucking idiot.
Can you clarify something too, Mark? They're often, because you've had these activation stuff. A lot of cases, these companies are not paying you to review their game. They're paying you to play their game on stream, correct?
Yeah, and the thing is like if you do make, like typically they'll have like disparagement claims in the contracts, but it doesn't say don't say negative things. It's saying don't unnecessarily go out of your way to like tear down the product, but give it a fair review. Like that is the way that they are worded.
Especially if you want to see any more of this from us.
Yeah,
come on, dude. Of course.
Well, the reality is that I've done tons of activations and said that the game is like, you know what I mean? There are plenty of those. And there are plenty of games where I have done an activation and they're insanely good. And I'm really hyped. And a lot of the times, like, if I already know it's not going to be good, I don't take the activation. I say no to 100. I say no to 100 plus activations a year. Deadass.
That's how you avoid that. That's how you avoid this, by having your standards and by also being transparent and setting expectations with your business partner, with the devs. Like, yo, like you can look at my history, look at my activations I've done thus far. If you want a part of this, if you're ready for that, come on through.
Yeah. And like I mean, like if I take an activation, I personally think the likelihood of me enjoying it is high. So I don't run into those situations often. It does happen, and I am honest when it happens. I will tell you if when there's something that I like and there's something that I don't like, but I always take the time to qualify why, and I'm also very productive in my issues, right? I always give them some sort of path forward when it comes to
constructive criticism.
Yeah, it should be constructive. It's like, as a consultant, it's a tricky situation, right? Because obviously, like, I'm not getting paid for that work, right? So it's like I give them a path forward, but I'm also not writing them an essay.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you're good at something, you don't do it for free.
Yeah.
I think this guy, I think he might be onto something if his game wasn't shit. And I don't know if it's shit. I didn't.
Well, the reality is that if he behaves this way online out of nowhere for no reason, the reason that he did this is because his game is shit, and it's like all related, right?
I know.
And so like this is the way he carries himself. And if it was shit, then someone who wanted to make it better or right the situation would be a lot more focused on that than suing random creators.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It's like get your own house in order. Why are you doing so much extra here?
There's a lot that I agree with that, yes, but there's also a lot that like I would love to know the intricacies, because let me just paint a picture for you. And this is probably not the case, but let's just paint a picture. There's a guy who every year, like clockwork, counts on 10,000 plus in activations from this studio. That's great. And you build your business to come to expect that business. And you should never expect reoccurring business like that, but you build your business and your expenses to expect that 10,000 plus. When you start doing that, you also start carrying yourself in ways to keep that gravy train coming in. That might be, what can I do for you guys? I could shit on this guy over here. He's making a game that's your competitor. If I do stuff like that, you're more likely to continue to give me business. Not saying that people are doing that. I'm just saying how I've seen people move in the past. And that is human nature, and you have to be an upstanding human to not carry yourself that way. And it's very hard to not get comfortable when you have constant business coming in and you came to expect it, and you're like, shit, if they cut that 10K a year, I gotta make some big changes, guys. So I can see that, but maybe that's not even accurate to him. I'm just saying I can see how that could be something.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, the path of least resistance is to be greedy and to sacrifice your morals to not have to do the extra work, or because I keep my ongoing activations by upping the ante, by raising the bar for what we produce for them every year.
Yes.
Not by coming at their competition. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The reality is, if you don't have that, moral fabric, then it's all temporary anyway. If you found yourself in a position to receive that, it's 100% fleeting. Like that will not last if you don't carry yourself the right way. And even if it does last, the partners that you're gonna have are gonna be shitty to work with because you are too.
And people are gonna see it.
For
people
sure.
can see that stuff. Eventually, people see through it.
It's usually really obvious, to be fair.
I pulled up the Steam reviews quickly too, just to show you guys that. So
you should sue them too. You know what?
Well, and that there's a lot of references to that, but this game was actually reviewed mostly positive going into the past few days.
The genre is desperate for anything.
Yes, and it's free to play, which people really appreciate. Free to play. This was being reviewed mostly positive going into the past few days. However, since Blue Drake has made his post, it is nothing but negative reviews coming in, shitting all over him for the most part, saying stuff like, all my homies hate Blue Drake. I've seen things like, I don't like this game, hopefully they don't sue me. It's just been like, you're seeing a good amount of positives here too, the most liking it, but when you go to the ones that are most recent, it's pretty much all negative.
What is the criteria to post a review?
Typically, you do not have to own the game. But the ones that count for your percentage, it will say verified purchaser.
Mm-hmm.
So
purchase, not like more than an hour.
It tells you their hours.
It tells you how long someone has played, and they can't adjust it. It's like all very specific. It'll tell you what each review has played, but I don't think that there's like a time requirement to leave a review. The reality is like he has a free to play game, so everyone can just review dump it.
Yep.
But the again, like even if it's a piece of shit, if it's free, people will not leave a negative review usually.
No, I get it. He invited this. I get it.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Well, it's wild because he was, for the most part, it seemed like he wasn't getting review dumped, right? It seemed like he was getting positive reviews.
I think, I could be wrong here, but my understanding from like the brief scroll of Twitter that I did in this drama, probably laying in bed at 5 a.m., waking up for the day, was my understanding is, I think Big Fry, who is a very prominent game reviewer, especially in this like niche genre, had put out a video that was negative. And so like he was preemptively like trying to like set a precedent so that to basically, I think he did this as like a warning shot to not make another negative video. And honestly, this is like the super typical small studio, one guy, chronically online, reading literally everything and just crashing out on his people. You know what I mean? It's like, well, that's not the right path forward here, but it happens, right? Like they don't have the skin necessary to just like read all the reviews. And I'm not saying like reading all the reviews is like the right choice anyway. It's not. That'd be like me reading every single comment on a short that we put out. I sure as shit don't. I appreciate the people that do interact, but I'm not reading all of them. It's not healthy to.
No,
post and ghost, baby.
That's bad for your mental.
I like reading some. It depends.
Yeah,
I like reading some. But yeah, I don't know. It's
I can't help but feel bad, man.
I
can't help but feel bad.
People who behave this way deserve every ounce of the shit that comes.
Yeah.
Well, look, this is how you learn. You fuck up and you learn.
Hopefully.
Right? Well, yeah, hopefully. Okay. That's why I always feel bad on the first one.
But the thing has to happen.
Second one,
for them to learn.
I do not feel bad.
The recourse has to happen.
I get that. I do. It doesn't mean I can't empathize with someone that I look at them, I'm like, oh man, you just made one of your big milestones. It could be, hey dude, that's the moment in your life where you turn a page and you become the butterfly that you're supposed to be, or it could be you dig yourself into a hole and you never come back
optimistic, and I do appreciate that. I've never been that.
Maybe if it also wasn't in like the genre space that it's in too, I'd have more confidence. But these games are all shit. Somebody will probably take this free to play, steal the code, and then make a survival game out of it too, and then we'll just go full circle that we've gone on every single one of these projects, and it's just not good.
Before we move to the next topic, let me open the window real quick because it's getting hot in here. Yeah.
Put on him, man.
It snowed in this area today, by the way. I know where Tony's at. He got snowed too.
Oh yeah.
Pretty cold
the
here.
window into the snow.
30s.
Let's go, baby. All right, what else we got, dude?
All right.
Give me some positive, man.
Well, I would consider this one positive. So Valve did some updates to their rules regarding the Steam platform. And, Valve isn't, they do some things that aren't exactly for the gamer, but for the most part, everything they do, in my opinion, is in accordance with being for gamers. So in this case, their new rules update put an emphasis on banning games that require players to watch advertisements to basically participate in forms of content. So basically, if you make me watch an ad to activate a boost, if you make me watch an ad to play a certain form of content in your game, anything like that, advertising that is required in games is now banned from the Steam platform.
Love that. What a great change.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen some pretty scummy things on this front. And just to give you, is it all ads within the game, or is it ads required to see content specifically?
The two things that I highlighted in the rules, and I'll look more into the rules, but it says that confirm whilst cross promotion and product placement are permitted, games that force players to watch or engage with advertising in order to play are not, nor should developers use advertising as a way to provide value to players, such as giving players a reward for watching or engaging with advertising in their game.
That makes sense.
Second part to me is where it gets really egregious by a lot of these games too. So.
Can you give me an example? Because I'm struggling to even see how this is a thing.
So if you've ever played the 2K series of basketball games, NBA 2K and stuff like that, in the 2K series, a lot of times the currency that you earn to upgrade your My Player and stuff like that, you can achieve a boost on your currency by watching a 30-second ad first. So you watch a 30-second ad, they give you, a boost for an hour on the currency that you earn in game and stuff like that. Like some points to upgrade your character.
They made that
slippery
illegal?
slope.
Sure, but just put the restriction somewhere. That's not going to be allowed?
Well, I think what they're doing is preempting what is going to occur, which is literally just like content lockouts without watching XYZ as a way for basically studios to guarantee recoup on their investment without actually making a good product, which is really what it's all about, right? Like that's how do we make money out of this game without actually providing them more better, like actual content? So the entire concept of it is absolutely ass backwards to me and should not exist. It's one thing for someone like New World. New World did a very scummy thing. Amazon did. And they essentially, they did this thing without telling people. Like they didn't necessarily disclose right away the fact that they were going to place ads in game, but the person playing the game and streaming it can't see it. The person that does see it is all of their Twitch viewers. You would have a sign that had a certain texture, and then on Twitch, it would recognize that texture and show the viewer the ad on random places in the world. And so you didn't even know that you were showing some shit, which innovative.
Yes.
Definitely innovative. Definitely scummy as hell, though. There's no doubt. Absolutely scummy as hell. And they did it because, they can, right? It's Amazon. So that made me nervous when I started to see that tech get introduced about what else are they going to, how else are they going to figure out how to cram shit down our throats? And sometimes, like, I have no control over it. I'm just playing the game, and I don't even know that my viewers are seeing ads all over the place, embedded in the game I'm playing. Crazy.
So, why is that? Why do you want that to be illegal? Do you want it to be illegal, or do you want to opt in or out?
Am I getting a cut of these ads, and what's the percent, and what is, you know what I mean? It's like there's no world that exists where I actually benefit in any meaningful way. I'm the guy who runs the literal minimum amount of advertisements possible on my Twitch stream, just so that people don't get pre-rolls when they come in. If I could have zero ads and make zero money from ads, that's exactly what I would do.
So you don't want ad revenue?
Hell no.
Is it just not even worth it?
Absolutely not. Unless you are getting 10K plus, it is a piss poor amount of money. It's
okay, so let's say we'd prefer to opt in or out of that. Right? Like I think that's fine.
If there's opt out, that's fine. But like, again, it's the streamers that are taking that and then letting these companies shove ads down their viewers' throat. Like, that's unsustainable. You want to be the scumbag that takes like the quick money? It's unsustainable. Be my guest. That's fine.
Correct.
That's fine. But that's not what's happening here.
Okay.
Development studios are literally hiding content behind forcing you to watch ads so they can make money up front and sell that ad space to someone without actually making a good game. Which this industry is, they will do literally anything to not have to make a good video game.
Yeah, and it starts with like
crazy,
you know, like I said, the boost type of thing, but it like where it could move into Slum is like, oh, do you want to access competitive mode? Watch this minute ad first before you can access the competitive mode. That's the kind of stuff that they're leaning towards, and they're saying they're getting ahead of it and banning it.
And it's just, it's purely.
You can probably guess the one company that was talking about doing this. By the way, Mark, there's a major studio that got caught once accidentally forcing an ad into one of their games.
Start with a U and end in soft as fuck.
Yes, it does.
Crazy.
Yes, correct.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. What do you think about the Fast Pass at Disney World?
Oh, absolutely scummy microtransaction bullshit.
Yeah. Well, okay, but people buy it. You don't. I don't go to Disney World
once upon a time when it was good value and it made sense. And now they've chopped it up and monetized it so much to the brink of like, you have to buy this shit and pay tons more money for every single one that you do. They line item that shit.
Well, all right. So the business model on
the model made
once
sense.
upon a time. Okay. That's what I'm looking at as the boost in the XP that Abe talked about. If you want a boost, go ahead, watch an ad. Like there's always going to be one rich people that have money to just buy whatever the fuck they want. As long as there are, people are going to have premiums and be like, let's see if people buy this. That's just business.
For once, I would like to celebrate somebody getting ahead of the scumbaggery, knowing that the limits are going to be pushed, right? And if they are going to put their foot down now, it is for the good of the industry. So I am going to sing that shit from the rooftops and cheer for Valve on this front. Like, we know what these companies are already capable of. We know what they're going to do. It's not a mystery, right? Mm-hmm. They're going to line item this fast pass into oblivion.
Okay.
I mean, and the reality is like, Disney knows exactly what they're doing too, right? They could, I guarantee you that they have figured out how to min-max the absolute living shit out of the new and improved fast pass system, obviously, right? Like they're running data analytics to squeeze you for every dime possible. Mm-hmm. The experience is so much more expensive than it used to be. I know, like, I'm from Florida. I saw the evolution, right? Like, it wasn't this huge thing for us because we lived close. Like, you could go kind of casually sometimes, and it was nice. And you were a Florida resident, you got the cheaper ticket, bada bing, bada boom. It's not like that anymore. It's crazy.
Well, I mean, I don't want to argue the min-maxing of the fast pass, but I do want to keep in mind.
But the overall experience of going to Disney now sucks
for the people who can't afford fast pass. Well,
and even the fast pass, all it does is it gives you it's horrible. You still wait
really
in line.
Bad. You still have to wait in line. It's a very specific time. You have to do it ride by ride.
But
it's all bad.
They, like you said, they min-maxed it. So they have this chart that says what's the edge of where we lose about 10% of business, but in that 10% loss or in that 90% we regain, we can charge them so much more than the 10% loss.
That's cool, but people are going to talk shit about your park because what you've done is you've excluded everyone outside of like 500K plus collective households.
Not necessarily, because they were already excluded. The fast pass already excluded
the OG fast
most
pass
of the people.
It absolutely did not exclude most people.
Most of the OG fast pass didn't exclude most of the Disney people that went there. That's great. No way. It absolutely excluded most of the people.
I don't know what it even used to cost.
I mean, what is most?
Let's say at least 60-70%. 60-70% of people that go to Disney don't even 30%
bought the fast pass. Then
they're min-maxing 30%.
You know what I mean? Then everyone's in the wrong line.
Exactly.
I understand what you're saying, but it was like a meaningful trade-off, right? The value was there if you could do it. The difference is the if you could do it crowd is 1/100th of what it used to be in their new system. So we're gonna have way more people bitching. I'm one of them. I mean, what are we doing here? And then all those people that used to be able to have like the value system for a premium, now they're leaving negative reviews on your game. It is what it is.
I hear you.
I mean, this is all 100% just a symptom of people in charge are business people.
Yep.
That's it. That's the whole industry is purely business people. These are not like gaming people. It's like every single person has been transplanted at this point, and it shows. It's embarrassing.
I hear you.
My quick research, and also it looks like our live chat is catching up. FastPass used to be free.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
What was the FastPass originally?
The original FastPass was just kind of what it is now, reserving a time to ride.
Yeah, there were little kiosks, and if you went there, you would just like hit your badge or whatever, like you'd scan your ticket, and then it would like you would basically when you scan into the park, it would put you and your family on this like the same group, right? And then you could go and you could sign your group up for to come back at a certain time, and you just take your little stub, it would spit out for you. And then you would go and you'd be in the thing. And if you had to show somebody, you had to show somebody.
Yeah.
And that was it.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
X number of reservations in a day that you could that you could do like X hours apart.
Oh, okay.
So basically, you could pick your like 4 or 5 key rides that you really wanted to do, get your fast pass time set up, and then try and squeeze shit in between.
That's cool.
Great experience.
Great experience.
Then they monetized
more
the
money.
shit out of
Then
it.
they did it where you basically had to go to the front of the park at one of like the registers, and you would ask them, I want to buy a fast pass. That was like the next iteration. And you would be able to spam. There wasn't Windows when this came out because they didn't really advertise it a ton. You had to know to go to ask, right? That was the new system. Now everything is through an app. And as soon as they were able to put it on an app, it all hell broke loose.
You gotta sign up immediately. It's awful. I have my brother-in-law is close to Disney, and they go with family and stuff down there. He hates it. He's literally miserable every time.
Well, don't go to Disney, guys. Hey, join the club. Never been, never gonna go.
I'm bringing Slum to Disney, dude, one day.
Nope, no thanks.
Oh yeah,
no
dude.
Thanks.
You got a kid, you're going to go to Disney at some point.
We'll do a live show from the Fast Pass line.
Nope. I ain't giving them a cent of my business.
We could probably fit in the hour show for sure in line.
Easily, dude.
No doubt.
No. All right. What did we wrap businesses are scummy. I think personally.
Shout out Valve, dude.
I think sure. Shout out Valve. I would just say make sure the barrier is in the right spot.
Yeah.
And maybe you go far and then you pull back a little. Sure.
They're allowing for placement and stuff like that, so they can still get their buck with their
You can still get
placement
some
and
ads in.
whatever. And if they're not obnoxious, then people won't complain.
Sure.
That's simple.
Yeah.
All right. It's that simple.
What else we got, Abe?
Should be a quick hitter here. But the official release date for the new Elden Ring Nightreign. So it's their co-op game that's in the Elden Ring
Built in.
universe.
Can we watch a little? Can we watch, dude? I want to watch.
Do you want audio?
Oh, I want the audio,
Give us
dude.
a little audio.
We'll do a little.
Don't blow out my.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got audio? You hear
There
that?
we go. Yup.
So May 29th, though, is of this year is the official release date for Elden Ring
Big.
Nightreign.
How are the
Very
graphics look
big.
compared to?
It looks beautiful. It looks just like the original game.
Is this DLC or is this a new game?
This is a brand new game
Okay.
set in the same universe.
Little purple. Little perp skirt. Okay. Okay. That looks a bit. All right. Bandai Namco. What's going on here? Is this a battle royale, dude?
Not a battle royale.
Not a battle royale.
Okay.
It is
From
a
Software.
like co-op. I think we're looking at two or four, maybe 4 player total. I think co-op
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
So it's like you and your friends versus PvE. So
Oh,
basically,
leave it
what
at-
happened with Elden Ring is, and they've done this for a while now, is they will have a.
Thrown together by forces beyond our
Sorry, we're
control.
watching this. this
Let's.
guy get carried by a dragon over this.
You can turn it down a little, and
Okay.
Markstrom can fill me in a little bit.
So you can see this guy and his friends, and they're fighting the big crazy bosses together, and
Yes.
killing the ship mobs. And that looks like there was some like collaboration between actual move sets. So one person would set something up, and the other person would finish. So that's really nice. Nothing like that has ever existed in a Soulsborne before, so that's really neat. Essentially, the only way that
Tragedy
you would
must
have
be
some sort of
averted.
multiplayer originally was you would summon somebody and they could like
Yeah.
help you for something.
Yep.
That's like the old school method.
I need
Essentially,
your help.
for Elden Ring, they made a full-on co-op mod, which we did do with Sean. It was super fun, and so we were just perpetually in each other's world, and that was a lot smoother. That was just like playing a game with your friend, right? You were in the same spot always. You had the same progress. It was sweet. This is their answer to that mod, is its own standalone co-op, because they knew people wanted it. And I think this is gonna hit super hard. I think it's gonna be super fun.
Like
It's
a
almost,
truck,
it's almost kind of like the Soulsborne version of Monster Hunter at this point. You know what I mean?
A good description, I think.
Yeah, it should
Well, I
be
mean,
pretty
these
sweet.
people, FromSoft doesn't miss,
No, they don't.
right?
No, they
like,
really don't.
I
No, this
always
is just
hear.
a great response to something that the people clearly wanted, right?
Yeah.
Like,
And
here you go.
their formula, they have a winning formula.
Yeah,
They
hard
know
as
what their
shit
fans
games.
want. Yep, they know what
Something
their
that
fans
people
want,
can actually feel good about completing.
and they just repeat, change the content, and repeat the formula.
Yeah, I mean, they
And
just
then-
keep
and
doing
then-
it bigger and better. It's crazy.
Oh, dude.
That looks really
Yeah,
good. I'm excited.
So when is this coming out?
May?
May 29th of this year.
Nice.
So the Steam page is up. I think you can do your pre-purchases now. Usually I don't recommend pre-purchases, but I'd have a feeling this
Unlikely you
game's
get
gonna hit
burned on
pretty
this
well.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
The track record is
So-
flawless. Yeah, I mean, the pacing for me is what's really impressive, is the fact that they were able to crank out Elden Ring, and then they were able to crank out the DLC for Elden Ring, which was a heater. It only came
Yeah.
out last year,
basically
and
a
now
new
they have
game.
the co-op. Like, that's
Mhm.
dope. And the co-op is coming with the whole other game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wait,
I think that's the really cool part, is that it actually is a new game. It'll have new boss fights, new it's a new game, which is
Well,
impressive.
You know what is interesting about this game is, or these games, all the bosses, do they all have different moves? Like, isn't that part of the game? They all have a different system that you have to figure out and beat.
It's a mix between the aesthetic, the arena, the
Yeah.
boss, the move
Yeah.
set, different weaknesses. It's always so fresh. Like, the ideas are so good that they come up with. It's wild.
So it's not like they can just take Elden Ring 1 and just throw a skin on each boss. They have to. It's like you just said, everything changes. You
yeah,
know,
I mean,
you're gonna
they're
have
really
to,
well fleshed out.
dude. It's
It would be easy to fall into like, well, we could use this from this one and then this
Yeah.
from this one. You see like little pieces and parts here and there. If there is that in the game, it's explained by the lore, and it always
Okay.
makes sense. Like, you know, I don't think this is spoiler alert, but I'll say it anyway at this point. But you fight Radon twice. Like Radon, who is a boss from Elden Ring, the main storyline, who's a main boss. You fight Consort Radon as the final boss of the DLC. And so it's the same dude, but pretty much only in name. And like
yeah, nothing
he
about
looks
this way similar.
like he looks kind of similar, but his moveset is totally different. The fight's totally different. I mean, the fight was so hard when the game first came out that they literally patched it there to make it like a little bit more fair for different builds. I of course, beat it before they made it easier, but it is what it is. I love the fact that they put so much time and thought and effort into making them different from one another. And again, here they are making good choices. You put the time and effort in for the sake of your audience to make a heater experience that's always fresh and to double down on the things that they like. And so they saw this co-op mod. They saw how many people downloaded it. They said, all right, here's your co-op game. W FromSoft, as usual.
Mm-hmm.
They don't miss, dude. They do not miss.
They really
Good for
don't.
them.
Yep, very hype.
What else we got?
All right. So I got some new weird food things that popped up in my
Make me hungry, bro. I'm
timelines,
about
and
to
I'd
eat
like
dinner.
to get everybody's thought. I don't know if these are going to make you hungry, if I'm being honest with you.
All right, what do we got?
So the first of which is coming from noted sandwich chain Subway.
Okay.
And at Subway, they have released a footlong Oreo cookie.
That does not look good.
These are terrible ads.
All right. So,
Looks more like a dookie.
honestly, so what? I guess it's a brownie with cream and Oreo chunks, right?
It looks like it's a brownie, a foot-long brownie filled with like an Oreo style cream and then chunks of actual Oreos. So calling this a foot-long Oreo to begin with is somewhat questionable.
It's a bit off. You're not wrong to think that. It's definitely not a foot long Oreo.
Ew, dude.
Now
It looks
putting this down?
pretty gross.
Now, on the other side, it looks pretty good to me.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Love Oreos. Not a big fan of brownies unless they're the perfect ratio of outside crispy, inside fluffy.
Yeah.
And
That's
also
true.
the
Okay.
Oreo cream is just wonderful.
I'm an Oreo guy, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm an Oreo
most
guy
of the
too.
time,
I
if
love an
I
Oreo.
want dessert, my thought
Yeah.
process is like, if I'm eating a dessert, and I think, honestly, dude, I'd rather just eat an Oreo than what I'm eating. I stop eating
Yeah.
the dessert. That's my
100%.
barometer.
That's a
Like,
good,
this doesn't
that's a
taste good enough
theory.
to keep eating. I'm not doing
I'd
it.
rather eat a sleeve of Oreos than
Well-
waste it on this.
I was gonna,
Right?
I was gonna say 2 to 4, but do
Oh.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah. But got 'em down a
Well,
sleeve. You got a down sleeve. Sometimes you got
Do you
down a whole
guys
foot
remember?
long.
Do you guys remember when Subway's motto was like "Eat fresh" and like how you could lose weight by eating?
Now
Subway.
we're at a full on
And now
Oreo cookie.
we're just
They said,
pushing
"Fuck it."
foot-long
Yeah.
Oreo cookies, dude.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
Listen, dude, if you want to go back in history of Subway, there's a lot of stuff.
Well, I know why that campaign went away.
Yeah.
The guy that was the head of that, not a good guy. We don't.
You're
It's true.
complaining about the Oreo, the slogan changing. There's a little bit more behind Subway. How is Subway
yeah.
still?
I guess
Yeah.
when the guy who lost all that weight turns out to be what he is, you go a different direction.
Maybe
start
you
making
pivot the
foot-long
whole
Oreos.
business model.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know.
What you want to try this? You want to try it next week?
I don't. No.
Oh, all right.
No, I don't.
I would
All
maybe eat a piece of it. I'm not eating a whole foot long Oreo. That you're just asking for diabetes.
I think we should snag one. I think we could break this into 4, and I think it would probably 3/4 of that would probably be done. So
All right, well, pick up some
Yeah.
lactate or
bring 'em.
something. I don't know.
We'll bring one through.
I've seen what full fat dairy does to you. So, you know.
I think this is wonderful. I'll give it a go, and we'll update you
All right.
in probably in 2
Alright.
weeks of the podcast in next 2
Alright.
weeks. Hopefully they still have it. They might not have it at
You
a
never
lot
know,
of.
bro. I
This,
tried to get the
just came
Taco Bell
out in
chicken nuggets,
February
and they
still.
told me to, shove it. So they're gone.
Taco Bell chicken nuggets gone,
Dude.
gone, dude.
Very
That's a
disappointing.
shame. Do we have any other foods? Any other foods, Dave?
Kinda.
Okay, what
So
else we
the
got?
other weird food update. This one, unfortunately, you have to be in the UK or Ireland to sign up for it currently.
Okay.
But in honor of Valentine's Day, believe it or not, Domino's Pizza is releasing
Local.
a pepperoni pizza perfume.
What?
So it is called Al de Passion, and it is a pepperoni pizza scented perfume. And if you go, and I have the sign up for you, we
Ew.
can give the link to the people in the chat. But you actually just sign up a form with your address and stuff to like submit your
To
to
submit
basically be
a chance to get one.
to get a Domino's pepperoni pizza perfume.
Yes. I mean, when it comes to this stuff, you got to look at it for why they're doing it. They're not doing it because they think
Weird,
people
and they
are gonna
want
be
people to talk about it.
Ooh. Yeah, exactly, like we are right now.
Yeah.
And I would actually like one of these.
Well, send them the link.
I mean, dude, I think people have to do more weird stuff like this.
I
dude.
like
this
weird. Don't
This is how you get your. No one is going. What are they thinking? Branching into the perfume game? Are they crazy? Like no one's thinking that.
Well, some people.
You think some people think that's why they're doing it?
I've met some people out in the world. Yeah, probably.
Do you got like a UK mailbox or something you could lock down Slim to try and enter for one of these?
I'm sure there's a community member that can try and put their hat in the ring.
I think we're gonna. That's not a bad idea. We should do that, and then we'll probably just have more luck.
Couple.
That's
entries.
a great solution, but if not, we just buy it off the aftermarket. They're gonna be for sale.
Now, and I have 2 questions to this. So, perfume would denote it's for women, correct?
I would say yes.
Cologne is for men.
Yes.
Perfume is for women.
Yes, that's also why there's an extremely jacked dude holding it.
Which So is there ever do you as a woman trying to attract men on Valentine's Day?
Well,
do you want to smell like pepperoni pizza?
If someone was single, all I'm saying.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
Who are you attracting with pepperoni pizza?
No, dude, they might be onto something. They might be turning into a perfume company.
Yeah. Hey,
they might be onto something, actually. Yeah, I didn't even think about that, Abe.
Local.
Yeah, you're right.
It's
bro. Well, men love food. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach.
True.
If you pull up on me smelling like pepperoni pizza, I'm gonna hang around because I'm like, does she have it on her? Does she work at a pizza shop?
Hey, can I get a slice?
Where's the pizza? Man, they might be onto something, dude. Let's get one of these. Can we make some effort to try to get one of these?
I can hopefully I'll be, if Mark's streaming tomorrow, I'll be around and stream. I'll float the idea out to some of the Marksham community that any of our UK or Ireland, or I guess it's UK or Ireland viewers.
Sounds good.
If they can sign up and try and get us one of these.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Yeah, this. Oh my god. These perfume commercials and cologne commercials are so funny, dude.
They're goofy as hell.
Oh gosh, man. Yeah. It's like,
you wear any cologne?
No, absolutely not. I smell my pheromones are already top notch, dude. People don't look like how people look in perfume and cologne ads.
Yeah, of course.
And it's not real life. Like, I don't just shirtless with jeans on jump off the side of a cliff.
Why not?
Shake the water off and then start sunbathing on this girl's yacht that she's so casually driving around in the ocean.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't work. Who buys that?
But I've never looked at a cologne ad and then bought cologne because I saw the ad.
Yeah, I would say that they're the worst ad to experience.
Yeah, absolutely crazy, right?
Out there.
Yeah, it doesn't really make sense. If you want cologne, you go to a store and you smell them and you pick the one that you like the smell of.
Well, then then should we ask ourselves, why do they still do this? Why do they still have these commercials? Is it on purpose?
It is interesting. I think it's
I
just.
guess it gets you talking about them, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, but not in a way that I talk enough to like say what brand
to
I'm
me
thinking
though,
about.
is it all that different than like me putting out a short? Because the reality is like it's hard to convert someone from a short to watching the stream, right?
Okay.
But if they're scrolling through the streams and they're like, "Oh, I've seen shorts from this guy," they might click in. It's the same as like getting someone to smell the one that they see on the shelf that they recognize.
Okay. So it's the luck of the draw who gets the person into the store, and then you just hope that they saw your weird fucking commercial enough to be like,
Hey, that's that one.
"Oh, hey, I saw Johnny Depp with that
Right.
cologne. Let me
And
go
I-
smell that one."
'Cause what else are they
guess-
going to like relate? Are they like otherwise you're just smelling them all, and I don't think people are going to smell them all. They're going to pick a few, they're going to smell them, and they're going to pick one.
You know how you
So-
stand out? You make yours smell like pepperoni pizza.
That's a fact.
How do you make your stream smell like pepperoni pizza, Mark? That's the real question.
Oh, you missed stream Tuesday, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Bedridden.
AI Markstrom. That's how.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing.
AI Markstrom.
That's a good
Smells
guy.
like pepperoni pizza.
I mean, it probably does.
What else we got? I think we got one more topic.
Yeah, we do. And this one's a little scary. It's not as
gosh.
fun as the last one, but
Oh gosh.
might need to give our friend Bruce Willis a call because, boys, we got an asteroid that might hit us in
Ooh.
7 years.
7
Okay.
years?
7 years.
Eh.
So
Don't worry about it.
NASA's
6 and a
been
half.
doing research, and essentially, as of right now, and it's called the Y4 asteroid. It's about as big as a football field, and they're saying that there is a greater than 2%, currently a 2.1% chance that this asteroid could hit Earth.
Okay.
Now, they will continue to run their projections, and they have even noted themselves that there's a slimmer chance that the asteroid could strike the moon, and then more than likely the chances of this asteroid hitting Earth will fall to 0 as they continue to rerun these calculations. But they are always looking for what they call these NEO, near Earth objects, which this asteroid's included in, and this one currently has above the threshold, which is 1%. Chance for it to be basically on the radar of all the institutions that monitor these.
What's the plan? You know what I mean? Like it looks more and more likely over time. Like are we designing and testing something to blow this puppy up, before it strikes? Like is that the concept?
Yeah, so NASA has a program called DART, which is the Double Asteroid Redirection Test.
Oh.
But back in 2022, they actually did essentially slam a spacecraft into an asteroid
Okay.
that was about 7 million miles away.
Oh, did it
They
change
did
the trajectory?
They did. They were able to change its trajectory.
We're good, dude.
Not, I
that
don't think
should
it was
be
a major trajectory change, but it was a change in
Well,
its
it doesn't need to
trajectory.
be
The
much,
problem
right?
is-
The
No,
further away you
correct.
do it.
that's what I was thinking it'd be. I didn't even know DART was a thing, but that's what I would think a solution would be, because you
Yeah.
blow it up. Now you
That's
got
a lot of
4
pieces.
mini football fields coming at
Yeah.
you and shit like that. So
It's,
yeah, if you could get up next to it, and just nudge it. Dude.
Yeah. The only problem becomes what materials it's made out of. It really needs to be composed of some really solid materials for us to be able to nudge it like that,
Gotcha.
which not all of them are.
Right.
But most of them are metals and things and ice and stuff like that you could nudge.
Okay.
Why? Well, wait, hold on. Why? Like, what material? I guess we have no clue. But what material
we don't know
could
yet.
potentially be soft? That like, if you had the asteroid flying super fast and your spacecraft matches the speed and starts to get next to it, and then just nudges it, why would the soft material like?
I think it's
I don't
about
know
how
if
it
we have
absorbs
the-
the impact.
I don't
They're
know if
not
we have
hitting
the
it head
ability
on.
to do exactly what you're talking about, like
No,
that
you don't
far
think so?
away.
No,
This nudge idea, I'm not so sure about. I
No.
think we are fucking. You guys smash into that
you're
bitch.
getting up there and you're launching something at
yeah,
it.
yeah. You're
Okay.
more than chest bumping it, I think.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking we get right up next to it, maybe hop on it and harvest the gold, then nudge it.
Okay. I
You know
like
what
where
I'm
your head's
saying?
at.
Okay.
Well, dude, Let's get something out
Space
of this
mining
stuff.
is going to be lit.
Yeah, space mining's the future of metal mining, right? So
Limited resource.
And then gold goes to 0.
yeah, I don't know if there's a lot of gold in space. I think space is mainly like nickel and other alloys.
Okay.
But there is potentially, I believe that a lot of some very precious metals on Earth today are the result of asteroid impacts, which is why they're so rare. So there could be some really, really valuable stuff up there. I think
Dude, it's just
Minecraft told
gold.
me that.
It's just a gold asteroid.
Made of
That- I mean,
gold.
do you let that one hit? Do you let that one hit?
No, they go up there and they're like, "Hold on, dude, we're not nudging this. Let's try to bring it in. Let's try to
Depending on the
get it
size.
into our
Gotta
orbit."
get a
and
tractor beam going, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That'd be good.
Well, Bruce Willis ain't gonna be able to do shit about that.
I know
one.
he's got some issues now, huh?
Getting old's a bitch, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh man.
Ben Affleck might still be able to though.
We'll see.
Send up
Yeah.
Affleck.
There's some other white guy. Same thing.
What the fuck?
Hey, you white, you Ben Affleck. That's what they say.
Oh man,
I've
dude.
heard him say it.
I think there's a lot of wonderful moments in this episode. Dude, so you hinted on this. Why don't you tell us a little bit about some new stuff and what's going on in your life, Markstrom, that you're enjoying?
We're goofing, dude. New boot goofing. We got new tech. AI Markstrom. He bangs, dude. He's like the William Hung of streaming. I think you guys will like him a lot. Come through twitch.tv/Markstrom and have a nice little conversation with him in the chat. He'll probably roast you, but it'll feel good while he does it.
Hey, how about you, dude?
Well, hopefully I'll kick this flu tonight. This is day 3 of the flu, so we're hoping that it doesn't really get past day 3. And then I'll be at the stream, hanging out. Except for Friday, I might be going to the Eagles parade on Friday, because once again, my precious football team did win the Super Bowl. It's a big deal to me.
Well, if you're
so
there
I might try to go to the parade on Friday.
at the parade. Say what's up to Abe. Get a little flu in you, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah, you
Have a good
definitely
weekend.
want to be exposed to me this weekend. I'll tell you that much. I'm sure that'll go really well for you. But yeah, other than that, I'll be over at twitch.tv/Markstrom, hanging out, moderating, doing what I usually do.
Wonderful. Be safe at that parade. You won't be able to catch me there, but you could catch me at Markstrom's stream as well. I am excited for the new tech that he's bringing in. What I want to ask you now, would you kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel? And I see some more of you guys subscribe because we're going up. The trajectory is up and to the right, folks. And I like to see it.
More of an up to the left, but
up to the left. Press the bell too, because we are dropping shorts now as well. And it's usually the some funny clips that come from the episode, so you don't want to miss those. Give those a watch as they come up on your shorts feed. That also helps the algorithm. Give those a share too. When you see them, share. We appreciate it. Also, take this channel and would you kindly share it with your mom, your dad, your uncle, your best friends, everyone in the Discord channel, the dog on the couch and the fish in the bowl. We really do appreciate it. Every time you share it, it does help us. And also, if people decide to subscribe and get notified, they might see us in their algorithm, pop in, and see this asteroid we're talking about. And they're like, oh, God, I got to get my shit together. If this asteroid's about to hit in 7 years, we got to do something here, folks.
change your life.
So we do like to inform the public on, pressing matters.
Yeah.
We do this podcast every Wednesday unless Markstrom has a baby, Abe goes on vacation, or whatever happened last week.
We'll call it a vacation. It's kind of my fault.
And we have a great time doing it. We want to share that great time with as many people as we can. So this has been another wonderful episode of the Plugged Podcast, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.
Deuces.